morning, good afternoon, good evening, Jar of Marble dwellers and Jar of Marble curious. My name is Linda and this is Jar of Marbles.
And I'm Bob. It's so good to be here.
I'm glad that you're here, Bob. Always look forward to seeing you. Really?
Really?
Yeah, really. Yeah. Now, this is a fun and intriguing topic. Thank you to Tina, one of our dwellers, who emailed with a request to discuss random manifestations. We had a chat regarding what she wanted to hear about, and here it is, and we ended up calling it chaotic manifestation. So these are a lot of Tina's ideas, and this is what she wanted to tell us today. So thanks for your info and thoughts, and I hope this meets the brief, Tina. So with a balance of believability, excitement, and real-world outcomes, this episode blends science, psychology, personal anecdotes, and grounded manifestation stories.
Oh yeah, sounds good. Sounds Jar of Marbles worthy to me.
Have you ever said something like, I was just thinking about that, and then it happened? Or you joked about a dream job, and then bam, it kind of fell into your lap?
No, oh yeah. This is a community announcement. Please do not wear flip-flops if your feet look like they could swoop out of the sky and snatch your dinner from a lake.
Says he who never has a pedicure.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
So when something seems to fall into your lap, sounds like chaotic manifestation, where intention meets science, timing, and a dash of weird magic. Today in this episode, we are having a small nosedive into the surprising science of seem to have accidentally manifested that. And spoiler alert, it's more psychology than crystals, although that is another very interesting sciencey subject there.
Crystals?
Oh yeah, but not today.
So it's okay for a cat to run away and hide under the bed when visitors come, but when I do it, it's rude and antisocial.
And so's licking your bits, but who knew? So let's explore how alignment, chaos theory, and real-life serendipity played a role in getting what you want, even when you didn't mean to.
Hey.
Yes?
No, nothing. Just wanted to say hey.
So what is accidental or chaotic manifestation anyway? Tina said that in this instance, she's not sitting with a vision board for hours, but say it's more mentioning something offhand and watching it weirdly unfold.
Not that we're anti-vision boards.
Goodness, no. Hashtag, you have to know what you actually want. That is the stuff right there. Like it's something you want and it's just hanging out there as a want and maybe not too much else of anything.
Tomorrow there's going to be a protest about fairy bread. It's being organised. Police are expecting hundreds and thousands. Hundreds of thousands. Yeah.
Have you experienced that? Tell us about it. So it's so interesting and more importantly, confirming to others. So what's going on here?
All I want to do is lose weight and eat.
Is that asking too much?
I don't know.
But now, for the first time, I came across the reticular activating system, the RAS, how your brain filters information once you tune in to a goal or thought. I was so intrigued and keen to understand more about the brain and these amazing systems that are within to serve us.
Have I made bad decisions when I was drunk? Sure. But have the sober ones been any better? Not really.
My reticular activating system, I was newly pregnant with my first baby and suddenly everyone I saw walking down the street, coming out of shops and the bank or cars were pregnant women. To me, pregnant women were suddenly everywhere. I'm sure we've all experienced that.
I was thinking about how funny how everyone who lies gets popular and everyone who tells the truth's a psycho.
You know what, as funny as that is, there's an element of truth to that, especially if you are the truth teller about abuse. People tend to run in the opposite direction. It can be boring and lonely at first, but safer. Thanks for that, Bob.
It's okay, just came to me, I had to share.
Good. Hashtag chaotic manifestation. So, and years later, when I found out it was a brain thing, it captured my interest.
Hey, a guy walks into a psychiatrist's office wearing nothing but cling wrap for shorts, and the psychiatrist says, well, I can clearly see your nuts. Yeah, he's nuts. Did you get it? Yeah, I got it. You got it, yeah, right. Okay.
So buying a new car, and again, only to start noticing that suddenly these models are in front of you, they're passing you, they're everywhere. There's one parked outside of your house suddenly. That is our reticular activating system working in full force.
Oh, yeah. You know, I love how a fly can get into your house through a 2mm crack in the bathroom window, but can't find its way out even if you take the side of the house off.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So annoying.
So many of us have been aware of it for a while. That which is foremost on your mind, you become aware of more of it around you. These aren't mere coincidences. coincidences, they're prime examples of your RAS filtering information based on relevance and importance.
Oh, knock, knock, knock.
Who's there?
Stopwatch.
Stopwatch who?
Stop what you're doing and open the door.
Oh dear. Hashtag chaotic manifestation. The RAS, the reticular activating system, acts as a sophisticated gatekeeper, sifting through the constant barrage of sensory stimuli we encounter and determining what information reaches our consciousness.
I feel my brain enlarging with all this brain stuff. I hope my hat still fits.
I'm sure it will, Bob.
Yeah.
Recent neuroimaging studies have shed light on the intricate connectivity between the RAS and higher cortical areas, particularly the prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for executive functions such as goal-directed behaviour and decision-making.
Sometimes you just need to lie on the couch and read for a couple of years.
Fine idea, Bob. Yes. And there it is, goal-directed behaviour, decision-making, manifestation. I'm also going to link manifestation to confirmation bias and pattern recognition when you start noticing things you might have missed.
Oh, yeah. Hashtag.
You have to know what you want. Making good decisions requires updating beliefs according to new evidence on what you see.
Someone told me that a ring of salt will protect me from evil spirits. We'll see how this margarita works out for me.
Cheers, Bob.
Cheers to you too, Linda.
A confirmation bias is when we look for information that supports our pre-existing opinion. We start with a view of a particular issue and then search for information that upholds that view. For example, we tend to think a referee made a good call when it's beneficial for our team, but if it goes against our team, there's a good chance we will think that referee made a bad call.
Oh, yes, I get that.
Good, Bob. With news reporting, today many news reporters are expected to curate media that supports the political perspective of the news organisation's owners.
Yes, it's a pity, but it's true. I was thinking when I was young, I would say, I'll sleep when I'm dead. Now look at us, just wanting nothing but ibuprofen and naps.
Yes, just look at that. All right, so let's talk about why it actually feels like manifesting works, like when you focus on something you want and suddenly the world starts showing it to you everywhere.
Ho, 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 this is the good bit.
It's not just magic, it's your brain doing some real sciencey stuff behind the scenes. Let's start with this thing in your brain called, as we know now, the reticular activating system. Think of the RAS as like a mental filter. Your brain gets bombarded with millions of bits of information every second, sounds, smells, sights, everything. But you can't consciously focus on all of it at once. So your RAS acts like a bouncer at the door of your mind. It only lets in what it thinks is important to you. That's why it's so important to get very clear in your mind what it is you want to experience in your day, in your week, your month, your life.
Just curious, how many times do I need to click I accept cookies before I get the cookies? Yeah.
Now, here's the kicker. You get to tell it what's important. When you set a goal or even just start thinking a lot about something, let's say you want to buy a red car, your RAS goes, got it, red cars are important now. And boom, suddenly you start noticing red cars everywhere. They were always there, but now your brain is tuned in.
Ah, yes, this is right. Yes, this is good.
That's the first part. Now let's bring in confirmation bias. Confirmation bias is your brain's tendency to look for proof that you're right. So if you believe good things are coming my way, you'll start spotting little wins and positive signs that back that up. On the flip side, if you believe the opposite, guess what?
What?
You'll start noticing evidence of that too. Your brain wants to be right more than it wants to be objective.
Oh, righto, okay.
Now, add pattern recognition. Humans are wired to find patterns. It's part of how we survive, but it's also how we make meaning out of random things. So when your RAS is filtering in what matters to you and your confirmation bias is picking out what agrees with you, your brain starts connecting the dots, forming patterns and creating a narrative that says, this is working. I'm seeing signs. And this is where manifesting feels real because your brain is now aligned with your desires. It's seeing selecting and reinforcing anything that matches your goals. It's like you've programmed your own mental GPS.
Oh, right.
So no, manifesting isn't necessarily magic, but the way your brain focuses, filters and finds patterns sure feels magical, and that's powerful. #chaotic manifestation. Now, as we're diving into something that can truly shift the way you manifest, something I like to call alignment. Alignment is when your actions, your beliefs, and your subconscious are all moving in the same direction. It's like your inner knowing and your habits are all finally on the same team, and that's when things really start to cook. So often we're trying to manifest something with our words on our vision boards, but our deeper beliefs or daily habits are quietly saying, I don't think that's possible, that's not going to happen. And that's where the disconnection happens. And when you're in alignment, manifestation doesn't feel like effort. It feels like flow. It feels like ease. It feels like, of course, this is happening for me. And the best part? Alignment isn't some mystical, unreachable state. It's practice. That's all it is. A process. It's just checking in on yourself. Oh, yeah, I'm thinking those negative thoughts. Okay, we'll replace that. We'll think, no, of course this is going to go my way. A choice you get to come back to every single day.
I'm very excited.
Yeah, me too, Bob. So in this episode, we break down what alignment looks like in real life, how to spot where you're out of sync, and what tiny shifts can bring everything into harmony. So your dreams don't just stay visions, they start becoming your reality. I have in my life manifested a lot of pretty amazing things in my life, using only thinking about what I wanted to experience, imagined how it would feel, which is the really important part, imagining how it would feel, and looked for magical signs all the time. I had at one stage very much wanted to go back to New Zealand to live. I was born there and always felt that pull, and it was some pull, let me tell you. It had me thinking about it a lot. And when out on walks, I would look at different houses and find the one or the house or the style of it that represented my home in New Zealand. I would pluck a stone from the ground in front of that house or from the driveway, and that would be like my ticket back. I saw my children going to school there, perhaps to a school that I had attended. I saw the beach there, I saw the mountains, the music. In about 2 months, guess what? I was back in New Zealand with my children and partner, living there, and it was heaven on a stick. Now, looking back at that time of wanting to go back, the most important part of that recipe was I really
The three reallys?
yeah, I really wanted to go back. And once I had decided that that was what I was going to do, all my energy and thoughts went into getting there. I have been told rather accusingly a few times that I am a good manifester because I have told it my few nearest and dearest and moments of inspiration and energy, told them what I was putting out there and what my intentions were.
There was a safety meeting at work today. They asked me what steps would I take in the event of a fire. Bloody big ones is apparently the wrong answer.
So even when we don't intend to manifest something, when we're not consciously writing it down or thinking about it a lot, saying affirmations or following some set practice, if we are holding a deep emotional wish, that desire has a way of carving its path into reality. Not always in the form we imagined, which is brilliant, and not always when we want it, which sometimes can be hard to cop, but often life rearranges itself in small, invisible shifts around what we quietly long for.
Fascinating. I said to myself, I said self, and I knew it was me because I recognised my voice, and I was wearing my underwear. Yeah, today is going to be a good day.
Great way to start the day, Bob.
Yeah, that's what I thought, with my underwear on.
Yeah, good way, good day. You're saying there's going to be a good day. That's a great way. So it's not just about thought, it's about energy, emotion, and belief.
It is the energy that you actually are feeling instead of just the words, isn't it?
Yeah, so if you're feeling really upset and saying, oh, abundance comes to me easily and with ease, as an example, not much is going to happen because your energy, if you're actually not really feeling very happy.
So it's really what you feel.
It actually absolutely is. The things we carry inside, especially if we carry them with intensity, consistency, seem to leak into our choices, our reactions, and our chances.
Oh, yeah, true.
Without realising it, once we take a bit more ownership of how we are feeling, we begin walking towards that desire. The world notices.
Oh, yeah.
But sometimes it doesn't happen. The wish sits there heavy and unanswered. Why?
Come on, break it down, tell me.
Well, it could be a few things. We're holding contradictions. We want something deeply, but we also fear it.
Just because I'm awake doesn't mean I'm ready to do things, you know.
Oh, I've noticed that about you, Bob. Yes. Or we doubt we deserve it. That's a really big one. People just don't believe that things can go their way or that good thing could happen for them. or we're holding an opposing belief just as tightly. This internal conflict creates static. The signal gets scrambled, and we all know that feeling.
Could we be trying too hard?
Yeah, that too. We're not ready energetically or practically. Some desires require us to become the kind of person who can hold them. If we haven't yet grown into that version of ourselves, the wish may stay paused. Not denied, just delayed.
Oh yeah, that's okay. I can live with delayed. The difference between a glass of wine and your opinion is that I asked for a glass of wine.
You tell him, Bob.
Yeah, I do.
I believe it. We can get obsessive and keep looking for it to arrive. Ironically, obsessively checking for signs or proof can act as resistance from an energy point of view.
Can't bloody win.
Yes, you can. It's like planting a seed and digging it up every day to see if it sprouted.
Yeah, I've done that.
I bet you have. Trust plays a role. Letting go, even just a little bit, can open the door.
It was a sad and disappointing day when I found out that my universal remote did not in fact control the universe, and not even remotely.
It would have been a shock for you.
Yeah, it was.
We can get obsessed and attached to a specific outcome in our manifesting. Often we think our wish didn't manifest because it didn't look like what we pictured, but maybe it did, just in a form that we didn't recognise. Life's answers can be quiet and disguised as detours. Ooh,
Yeah.
look out for the detours.
Hey, I got sacked from my bingo job.
Why?
A meal for two with a hairy view is not the way to call 69.
Oh, Bob.
Yeah, well, you know, apparently. So what are we doing wrong?
Well, sometimes nothing. Sometimes it's just not time. If we sense we're blocking it, the first place is to look inward. Not at how hard we're wishing, but at what else are we carrying? Fear, doubt, impatience, control. Desire is powerful, but alignment is the key.
I want more info.
All right, before we wrap up, if you're really serious about manifesting, here's what you need to understand, that this isn't about wishful thinking. This isn't about sitting around hoping the universe drops something in your lap. Manifestation starts with clarity, moves through aligned action, and thrives on consistency. You have to know what you want. You have to know that. You have to know specifically what you want. Not something flimsy like, oh, I just want to be happy. Exactly.
You know, the effort I put into not being a serial killer really needs to be acknowledged.
I acknowledge you.
Thank you.
So believe it's possible and act like it's already yours. Can you do that? Can you imagine that for yourself? If you're thinking, oh, I can't do that. Oh, why would I do that? There's your resistance. There it is right there. That's something you need to get past. But when you know, you know. That means showing up every day, even when it's hard, even when it's slow. Creating this as a discipline is a game changer.
But we're not very disciplined.
And it shows. Write it down, speak it out loud, visualize it, but more importantly, build your habits. I cannot stress that enough. Like even today when I went out and I had to go and buy some fresh vegetables, as I got out of the car and I was walking towards the store, I was thinking about my affirmations. I was thinking about what I wanted next to happen in my life. And I'm just building and building and building that in my mind. So as I say, build your habits, shift your mindset and take the steps, because manifestation isn't magic, it's commitment.
Oh, commitment, we're all afraid of that.
Yeah, I think there's a big fear of that. It's showing up, being consistent, and watch your life change and become a whole lot of fun. So if you're serious, get serious. Start today and don't stop. And it's time to go.
Surely not.
So thanks for tuning in. If this episode lit a fire under you, share it with someone who needs it. And remember, your vision is valid. Now go build it. So say good day to the family for me. Give the donkey a doogle. And we'll see you next time, okay? Okay then. Bye.
Bye!